Hit the music.
And what is going on, everybody? How we doing? We hope you had a fantastic week. Welcome back, Nerd Shift. But you know what? We got to start this off right. It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your week off right here on Nerd Initiative with Play for Keeps, the show. That's right. My name's Off the Cuff Tom, Nerd Initiative's pop culture connoisseur. And with me, as always, he's the voice of Nerd Initiative. He puts the T in my T-cog. He's Mickey CWK Smith. What's going on, Mickey?
Oh, man, that's awesome. This has been a lot of fun because I enjoy Armada, and we're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm going to learn some things about Beast Wars I probably didn't know. So I'm excited. Love Transformers. This is going to be good.
Again, folks, we love you, but again, we're just going to put out the Transformer disclaimer that we have all week or all month. If we missed it, it's because there's so much to do, so little time.
We can always come back to something, we're just kind of
Absolutely.
giving it the once over right now. But yeah, we could always come back. If you guys are like, man, you should have covered this, maybe we'll come back around sometime.
Exactly, man. We love to hear from from everybody that's following along. So if there's something that we missed, something you want us to pick up on, please make sure to let us know in the comments, chat, super chat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever your smoke signal. I don't care. Okay, let's make it happen. But if you're sending out those smoke signals, there must be some news going on.
Ooh.
So that means we got to talk about a little bit of toy news. That's right. There's a lot of things going on, but again, because we have so much Transformers, like it's a Unicron size month we've got, we're shortening it down our toy news to just our big top three. So, Mickey, what do you got for me?
Let's start off low, work our way up. Okay, so
sounds good to me.
Hasbro price increases, they're coming, right? Our normal figures were $24.99, and now we're starting to see pre-orders at $27.99 for figures that would normally be $24.99, and it's kind of looking like this is where we're going. Thoughts?
In my day, I remember when some of these figures were $17.99.
Yeah,
and then we had the dark times, and prices went up, and now we're in a different set of dark times, and now the prices have gone up yet again. My only concern is that if you are going to raise the price on these figures, I really would like to see a little bit more detail in them.
Yeah.
Now, I understand they're trying to do this just to cover and make cost and so on, but at the end of the day, if you can give me just a little bit more out of it, cool. I mean, Hasbro did have a lot of layoffs last year, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, where are we getting the offset from?
I think
that's my soapbox.
I think like that's a big deal to me. Like, they had trouble last year with selling them at $24.99. People were kind of like saying that's too much. You're going to go up. That just doesn't seem like the solution to me. Is like, we're not making enough money. Let's charge more. They're stopping because you were already charging too much. Exactly. This isn't going to help you. You're inching closer and closer to NECA prices. You better start giving us NECA quality.
Thank you. This is why we have a Mickey around.
Yeah.
Good thing I don't.
Well, I do. Yeah. I like Marvel Legends a lot. I don't buy any more Star Wars stuff unless it's something really special. G.I. Joe's kind of the same thing. It has to be something really cool that I really want. But Marvel Legends is where this is going to hurt me at, and it's probably going to push me off of some things I would normally get.
I don't know if there's I'm in the same boat with you as far as the Star Wars figures are concerned. We're very specific now that we've gotten the vast majority of what we want in our in our collecting. But I have no problem putting my money elsewhere. I am still interested to see what Playmates does, which is, not necessarily Hasbro, just the licensing went down to them, because eventually I will start getting collectors Ranger figures.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But what do we got going next?
All right. So next up, I thought this was really cool. Kind of going in that price increase though. Tomy has announced a Knight Rider backer kit, right? This is one you can back, and it's not cheap. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. But this is cool. It's a 1/10 scale kit from Knight Rider featuring working light sounds, transforming super pursuit mode, rotating license plate, and so much more. It talks, it lights up. It's officially licensed. Diecast replica, fully equipped with show accurate lights, voice activation, and sound effects with the ability to transform. But I believe this bad boy is like $399, if I'm not mistaken.
To quote Optimus Primal, diecast, it's a lost art.
It's a lost art. That's right.
It really is. I would love to get my hands on this, but I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, Tomy's a great line and whatnot from when we're kids, but like, have they done something relevant recently for us to warrant us going, oh, hey, Knight Rider? And at the same time, Knight Rider, are we still relevant in 2025? Again, I'm not knocking it. This is going to be a gorgeous piece, but
yeah. I mean, this will be for that's why it's a backer kit and not like a wide release, because this is going to be for niche collectors and like people that probably have the money for it, you know? Not us.
No, but it will have a little Mr. doing the voice, obviously, for Kit.
It looks really cool. I would love to have it. Not at the price they're asking for. But if you're interested, backer kit, go back it. Go get it. Next up, I want to throw a little McFarlane noise because I feel like we don't do a lot of McFarlane up here, but I thought they had some cool figures. So here we have, this is Batman. Is this Batman Earth 2 or Batman Incorporated? I think it's Incorporated is the one with the shining emblem. I know that might be Earth 2 on the left. I'm not sure, but we have these. I want to whisk through these because it's the last ones that I really like a lot. This Batgirl's beautiful though. So is the Riddler from Hush.
Okay.
I'm really digging that Batgirl. I have one, but I might want to get that one too. I really like it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. But these last two, the Scarecrow is on my list. Gotta have it. I don't have a Scarecrow. Like, I have Batman's Rogue Gallery, and I don't have a Scarecrow, and that's the one I would want. A classic Scarecrow. It looks great. And I even like that Ask Batman.
Dr. Crane's in the building, man. Seriously.
It's been a while since there was a McFarlane figure that I was like, I gotta go get that. That was one for me, for sure. Yeah, looks real good. Thought we should. I don't give a lot of McFarlane love up here because it's not something I collect a lot of outside of Batman. So
right.
Yeah.
And I haven't even broke into them.
Yeah. They're good figures. They're serviceable. They're pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And
they always look good. Their articulation is okay, but they always look really good.
Nice.
I don't think their prices have gone up, but we will see. It may be affected as such. We'll keep an eye on that for you guys.
This is true.
Kat shared this with us before the show, and I was like, well, I got to throw it in here, right? So Hero Clicks is releasing Thundercats. Just when I thought it was out, they pulled me back in. Right?
I've never been in. I don't need to go there. So that's all you, buddy.
So these are up for pre-order right now, $39.99. It is a 5-figure set, and their cards: Lion-O, Chitara, Tigra, Panthera, and Mumra. Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
I used to play a lot of Hero Clicks, and I like this.
I'm gonna say, if they do a wave 2, right? Wily Kit and Wily Cat as one character.
Yes.
Snarf.
Yes.
And the mutants. That's 5 right there.
Agreed.
Because let's be honest, Vulture Man is always the B tier.
Yes. Give me Slice, Jackal Man, and Monkey Man.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sorry.
These are really cool. I'm sure we have some Hero Clicks fans watching, maybe.
Derek?
Yeah.
Derek?
I'm not gonna pull them out. They're over here though, but I've got like containers of them because I got really big into it probably like 10 years back with a bunch of Marvel and DC stuff. But I might get these. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I don't really play, but these would be cool to have for my Thundercats collection. So yeah, there you go.
And then we're today, if you didn't know, is Star Trek Day. So first and foremost, we want to wish everybody out there a very happy Star Trek Day. We always wish that you live long and prosper. But yeah, coming soon, Lego just announced today that we are getting Star Trek Lego.
That's awesome.
This is the only figure that we've seen, Captain Picard. The attention to detail, obviously, in this rendered minifig is fantastic, including the little Mandarin-style collar. I don't see pips, and that kind of disappoints me, but, you know...
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right, Kat. I don't know if these are going to cost an arm. Like, what are we specifically going to get? Are we going to get sets? Are we going to get scenes? Are we getting full ships? Are we getting micro-sized ships? There's a lot of things to consider with this. So I will be interested. And on top of it, after talking to Volkweiss, so, back during New York last year, with his stuff, he has a very small window of, and I wouldn't say small. He has, knowing him, it's a big window, because he'll just pull some random guy out of scene 2, act 3, scene 2, and go, oh yeah, that guy. And we love him for it. But
yeah, for sure.
With licensing, sometimes it goes, especially with Star Trek, you only have to these series and or these series. So it's iffy. I can't wait to see. I mean, I know if anything that would really fit for minifigs, I would love a runabout. Give me a DS9 runabout that's completely open. You can put the figures in, because I think that is a perfect size figure or size model to have minifigures in. After that, they'll probably do set designs and everything to go with that. And I want Spot. I want Data. And if I get Data, I better have Spot. So you can tell Spot that he's a good boy and a pretty boy.
So you think it'll be a pretty wide release? This isn't going to be just like a one-off thing, right? Like this will be kind of like they do Star Wars and flesh it out real good.
I think that they're going to start small with the first few waves, stick with TNG primarily, maybe a TOS. I don't know, Daniel, we could get Quark as long as he's got the ears. We've seen some models in the past where they've kind of done something like the old alien or insectoid style helmets, which could lend itself to making a Quark style head. Wow, that was a real deep pull. I was just looking. I got 30 years of Lego in my garage right now, sitting there.
If they release a original series transport, like the little,
again,
I will buy that.
Exactly. Like I said, I think that this is going to be really done for sets. I don't think, but again, we could get mini ships. It all really just depends, because we've had the Millennium Falcon in how many sizes. Now that we have that, the new collector size that can sit on your shelf, on your mantle. So yeah,
that's toy news, right?
Yep.
Excited?
we say peace and long life to my preferred wallet, but yeah, we'll see how that goes with Star Trek Lego.
It's gonna hurt.
Thank you, Joe. Damn it, Wesley. We don't have a Wesley. We have a Mickey.
Sorry. That's right. Damn it, Mickey.
But we are following on with Cybertronian in September. The best part is, Transformers is such a large franchise, and the two that we're really focusing on tonight, one of them is my half, the other half is Mickey's, so we really get to share this with everybody. So let's start back out in 1996. That's right, in the year 1996, a new generation of... Wait, hold on. Let's do the good movie voice. Hold on a second.
You take it.
In the year 1996, a new generation of Transformer will arise from Canada via America. That's right. We are talking about Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Beast Wars Transformers was done by several groups, but primarily done in Canada by Mainframe Entertainment. You might know Mainframe from other shows like Reboot, which is another great show we should do at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're just starting off right here in wave 1 with Optimus Primal and Optimus Primal, both here on the screen. Because
there's a second one? I didn't even know.
There is a second one. Before they did all the original renderings, they made Optimus Primal a frickin' bat.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep. Now you'll find out that in the whole life of Beast Wars Transformers, that there have been a bunch of remolds or retoolings. Several characters outside of the show have gotten upgraded forms that never showed up in the show. But again, for this, we are doing greatest hits. Here's the gimmick for each particular year and season. There you go. See, Daniel knows exactly what I'm talking about. The Bat Primal and Gator Megatron. That's right. The original Megatron was not a dinosaur. He was an alligator.
I think that was cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
I still have my Bat Prime. He's interesting.
He's interesting. And that's why we're doing this. And
Yeah.
then following up, if we've got Optimus Primal, we got to talk about, Megatron. I get it. They were trying for the color. It was supposed to be purple. I don't know why they completely mucked up this shade of purple. It should have been
Oh, okay.
a lot.
I'm sitting here like, is this a variant? Because it looks white to me.
Yep.
But okay, I got you.
Yeah, they just did not put enough dye in the mold.
Yeah.
This is also used later down the line for the Jurassic Park crossover. This is Rexy.
Oh yeah.
So if you happen to have that one, that's a really great figure. And then the rest in the first season were all just filler characters, as far as you've got your Tarantulas, your Waspinator, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then in Wave 2, we finally fleshed out the rest of the Autobots. I'm sorry, the Maximals.
There you go.
And Predacons with Air Razor and Inferno. Now, you're going to say, what about the other 24? That's right. The second wave in 1997 had 26 figures.
That's wild.
24 of them were not in the show at all.
Really?
Some of them were retooling. So, like, we were introduced to the Tri-Predacus Council. So there were 2 Beast Wars combiners that were a 3 combiner. One was the Tri-Predacus and one was also on the Maximal side. But as far as the main in-show characters, this was the only 2 that came out of the second wave in 1997. Then, like every other show, because we're here to sell toys, we go to gimmicks. We start off with the next year in Wave 3 with the Transmetals. Now, Transmetals were introduced primarily because they put into the storyline the Vok. The Vok have still been in Transformers lore. You can even catch them in the IDW books. They were a big and instrumental part about this show. Now, around this time, we started figuring out in show that this was loosely tied-ish to the original G1 Transformers.
Okay.
Did you know that, Mickey?
I did not.
Oh, go backward.
Okay, sorry.
I wasn't done yet. So what the Vok did is they started giving a vehicle form. So not only did you have the robot form, you had the beast form, then you had the vehicle form. Now we can take a look here at Project X, which is Rampage, who was on the Predacon side. I think this was a gorgeous, gorgeous figure, which is a retooling of one of the Wave 1 figures that wasn't done. Or that wasn't added to the show. Then then the first wave of the Transmetals, we have Cheetor. Cheetor, who I will say, as far as the story goes, is the everyman. We get to watch Cheetor.
Yeah.
He gets every single upgrade available in the show, all the way up through Beast Machines as well. And you get to see, he's our Bumblebee for this series.
Yeah.
He's the scout. He is literally that kid who is thrown into the middle of a war and has to grow. It's an amazing arc. I highly recommend if you have time to go back and watch it. But Cheetor here got little rocket wings. That was it. Because they got vehicle modes. Like Rat Trap, his legs could turn into wheels. But after that, then we get the Fusors on top of it. Now, the Fusors were added when the protoforms would come down, and because they had bad sensors, they scanned 2 animals at once. Oh. So you get characters like Quick Strike here, who has the primary body of a scorpion, but the stinger of a rattlesnake. I thought this was a great idea. It could have been such a badass figure. But then you had to go and make him like, all right, I'm going to go out there and get him because I'm Quick Strike. How y'all doing? Like, I'm like, Jeff Foxworthy, are you doing voices now? You know?
Yeah.
And then on top of it, my favorite character of the whole show, Silverbolt. And mind you, when we get to Beast Machines, of which we're literally just going to pass over, such a hard story. But he was Silverbolt. That's right. I was knightly and everything. He, like, seriously, where this whole thing of him becoming a knight or had a big, big honor was this. It was so out of left field. It really just cut through the middle of everything. He was almost so campy and gullible. I loved it.
Yeah.
Following up, because we still got to sell toys, even Optimus and Megatron get the Transmetal 1 upgrade because there's 2 kinds of Transmetal. So Megatron gets his upgrade, and he gets little tiny jet propeller things on his hips because they don't lie. And I'm starting to feel you, right?
I like these.
Yep. Optimus, Transmetal. I love this. I think this looks more simian looking. I really enjoyed this. Beast Machine Silverbolt was a space turkey. You leave my turkey alone, man. Your goose is going to be cooked. But what I really think that they cheaped out, and I don't know if cheaped out is the right word. Like, you look at Rampage and you look how like his whole body really changed to a tank.
Yeah.
When you take like Cheetor or Megatron or even Optimus Transmetal 2, all Optimus's 2's legs did or feet did was turn into a hoverboard, or we just added another element to the little propellers. It really kind of but one thing they did get right on this with Transmetal Megatron was the fact that the first figure did have a little snap clippy in the end of his tail that we never really saw on the show. He just only grabbed stuff with his one hand and never with the other. So they made sure to add this in for his weapon. Huh. Had to get 4 of those Mega to get one complete guy. The struggle is real. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. So up next, we've got another gimmick, Transmetal 2. Now, Transmetal 2 was kind of interesting because we took away the vehicle aspect.
Yeah.
Instead, we got bigger and brawnier and badassier.
I like it.
Right here, we've got Cheetor. Like I said, he got every single upgrade that came through the show. Again, he was the everyman. He was our Bumblebee. So we got to live and see a lot of it through his eyes. This is when he really started being really, come on, Dad, I really don't want to do this. Screw you guys. I'm going to go on my own. I love that. Black Arachnia. She had just finally switched sides from being a Pred over to being one of the Maximals because she was playing kissy kissy with Silverbolt. And I really wanted to highlight these two because they hand in hand brought around what became of Transmetal 2 figures. And not only that, but they were the key thing in the show as well. Like I said, Transmetal was fun. I liked the idea of Transmetal 1 if it was done right. Like, what's his name? The other Tarantulas. Tarantulas got a motorcycle form, right?
Yeah.
You'd think, he's going to turn from a scorpion, maybe fold up and turn into a motorcycle. No, they just added on some wheels underneath on his, carapace, and that was it. Boo. There's your $2 word for the day, folks. Yeah, Transmetal 2 is fun. Like, you really got to stretch. And again, these are all color accurate to the show, relatively on Black Arachnia.
I love the color schemes. They look great.
It's the 90s. It's extreme. But I like with Cheetor how they did like the ripping flesh because he's breaking out of his shell. Yeah. Again, there's so many things. You really watch this character's development. I absolutely loved it.
That's cool.
So if there was Transmetal figures, what do we have next? Well, here's where it gets a little hairy. So Mickey, like I said, this show is related to the original G1 series.
Yeah.
The show started off 400 years in the future, past the Cybertronian War, till all War One and Rodimus and this, that, and the other thing. They went through a wormhole. They got transported back to, ancient Earth just after the Ark crashed, but well before 1985 when it exploded and, the Transformers came out.
Yeah.
So when they figured this out, Megatron finds the Ark, right?
Yep.
Goes in and blows Optimus to hell, thus polluting the timeline. So what does Optimus Primal do? But he takes in Optimus Prime's spark straight out of his chest, and this strange and beautiful transformation happens, and we get Optimal Optimus, who is the series' only quad changer. Not only did Optimus Primal change from size because they were relatively close to, say, 12, 13 feet.
Yeah.
Optimal Optimus grew to Optimus Prime size.
Nice.
Ginormous. So yeah, this came with his robot mode, which I absolutely love those cannons, which are a callback to his first form. Which if you watch the opening, I love it when he just finally eyeballs onto somebody with the crosshairs and R, and then you switch him into his beast form. Then he had this vehicle ATV form. And then to finish it off, he had this jet form. One of the other great things is that you could take those particular big, huge gray wings, gauntlet things, and turn these into like shields. And he used them in the show to save everybody. This was right at that arc where he said, oh man, Daniel, you're ruining it. Mickey doesn't know about Megatron yet. Shush. Stifle. Well, if it happened for the good guy, that means it happens for the bad guy. So that's right. There's a great deleted scene, which had finally come out. It was on a DVD where you see Megatron meeting, or Beast Wars Megatron beating meeting G1 Megatron. Wow, there's so many names of the same thing. Yeah. And taking his spark in. And by doing so, the weird thing is that you don't call Optimal Optimus a Transmetal because he still has, or Transmetal 2 because he still has vehicle forms. That's why we just call him Optimal Optimus. There's no specific subclassification to my knowledge, but this is where it gets fun. The combination of G1 Megatron Spark and Beast Wars Megatron gives us this. We get a Transmetal Megatron who turns into a dragon.
Metal.
Extremely like, and this whole thing, goes into the Beast Machine storyline. Would I consider this Transmetal too? Would I just call this, if we had Optimal Optimus, Nemesis Megatron, or, Mega Megatron? Yeah, I just don't. Now, wait, when you say I think they did call him Transmetal 2, was that Optimal Optimus or Dragon Megatron?
Probably both. Or this one in particular. He has the look of the other Transmetal 2 that you should.
Exactly. A more,
neon.
Yeah, neon. It's 90s extreme.
Poisonous, bright, dangerous colors.
Right?
I love it.
Daniel says both, if I remember. Yeah. I will still say I don't believe, and this is my headcanon. If y'all want to go with it, go right for it. I personally wouldn't classify Optimal Optimus as a Transmetal. Optimal Optimus is Optimal Optimus. Case closed.
Okay.
And obviously because, things had happened on the show, they did eventually get back, and that's where we went to Beast Machines. Now, big thing, there were so many other figures we didn't talk about in the series. Like I said, there were tons of retoolings. There were tons of upgrades to other characters. Highly recommend, if you want to see more, we will do Beast Wars itself as its own whole thing. Let us know in the comments, tweet, smoke signal, you know what I'm saying. Beast Machines, as far as that's concerned, it happened. It was a very hard pill to swallow at some points. Yes, Dinobot. Oh my God, Transmetal 2 Dinobot, and on top of it, the storyline with Dinobot. I'm telling you, Daniel, I totally glanced over everything. I just wanted to hit the high points of the toys because we got 3 more whole TV shows to talk about. So let's, say so long, Beast Machines. I miss you, Rhinox. That's all I'm going to say about that. And let's hit that hard reset. Mickey, take it away.
Yeah. So that was a lot, right? I wasn't huge into Beast Machines. I do remember watching it, a couple of times. Early mornings before school, it would be on.
Really?
Yeah. Or at least
Beast Machines my or market. Beast Wars?
Beast Wars. Sorry.
Because Beast Machines was a Saturday only show.
Yeah, Beast Wars. Sorry. So I mean, I got pieces of it, but the animation always threw me off. I was like, I don't care, and that they were different. That's not a bad thing. This was young Mickey not understanding. As he's gotten older, I have looked back on those storylines, and I do like them. Dinobot in particular, he had a really cool story. But they decided to hit a hard reset on. Like, we got to go back to the basics, right? So we're gonna take what we loved about G1. We're gonna take this anime show from Japan, and then we're going to make a new story with some new robots and kind of like change the lore. We're going to take the important stuff, but we're going to ramp it up. We're going to change some things.
They're going to story in disguise.
Yeah, something like that. That's right. So yeah, new story. This is a new Megatron, a new Optimus Prime, a new everything, right? New characters with really, I think this came from Beast Wars, is we're going to make these characters much more complex, right? And that's what they did in here. And we got some new
Especially
gimmicks.
Bumblebee.
Yeah. We got some new gimmicks. Minicons. Gotta catch them all, man. Gotta catch them all. So I loved Minicons. Just a little throwback here. I remember watching Armada on Cartoon Network and just falling in love with it. This was 2002, so I had just graduated high school. So I was still watching this and watching it with a little brother. And what's crazy is they tried to target the older audience with this show, but they didn't like it. But the kids loved it. Like it worked for the kids, but for the adults, I guess I was an adult. I don't know, 18, 19 years old. I loved it. I didn't care.
Are you an adult yet?
No, I guess I'm not really.
Yeah,
I'm being honest. But yeah, you had these Minicons, not to be confused with the what were they? The Microbots back in the day. The ones that would like shrink themselves down to conserve energon, which was a really cool thing. But these were like upgrades for the new Transformers. They could find a Minicon, they could combine with it, it would create a weapon, or it would give them a boost somehow, or something like that. And I just like it because it was like, we're taking GoBots and we're going to combine it with Transformers and we're going to make this really cool thing. And I really dug that.
I think that, a really other great thing, and we kind of glanced over in G1, it was taking the ideas of the Target Masters or the Headmasters, and really adding onto it, especially when it came here to the Minicons.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, we got new characters. We got a new version of Megatron, which was really cool. This one might have been a little more evil, in my opinion, as opposed to like honorable. And then we got Starscream. This is my favorite version of Starscream, BT dubs, because this one was like not just like straight up evil. Like he wanted Megatron's respect. He wanted to be a team. He wanted to be an integral part of the team, right?
Notice me, senpai.
But this Megatron was like obviously both Megatrons were dicks to Starscream, but this one kind of affected this Starscream's mentality over time, where we kind of got the guy that was like confused and didn't really know what he wanted to do, and eventually was just angry, and that anger turned to, I'm going to overthrow this guy and take over for myself. You know what I mean? So we got there eventually.
And I see we got Bumblebee there too.
We got a Bumblebee here. That's right. So not to be confused with the other yellow car. This is Hotshot. I believe this is our first appearance of Hotshot.
That's correct.
Was in Armada. I like Hotshot. I
do too.
This is where we got Bumblebee Michael Bay, right? I feel like this was where that came in. This Hotshot character kind of became Bumblebee in later iterations, because we kind of took his story of being this young, pretty good warrior. Like, he's not bad. He's a pretty good fighter. He's still learning though. He's still young. He's one of Optimus's like, most trusted soldiers, right? So Hotshot's cool. He's the one that, gets to be cool with the kids and, be a part of all that. So he is our Bumblebee, so to speak. These are two of my favorite characters in Transformers Armada. Scavenger, just to touch on it real quick. No, he's not part of the Devastator or the Constructicons, but he does transform into a bulldozer. But this guy was like an Autobot, actually. Well, actually, when we first meet him, he's a Decepticon, because he's a mercenary. Like, he works for the money, right? Where's the money at? But he's also an honorable warrior, and he trained Optimus Prime to fight, which is cool. He's big, he's strong, he's like the best warrior of all the Transformers, and he works for the highest bidder. But eventually his code, he does have a moral code. It gets the best of him, and he's like, I don't like what you guys are doing. I'm going back over here with Optimus Prime. And he helps train. He becomes Hotshot's mentor, his training mentor. Teach him how to fight, how to go to battle, all this stuff, because he trained Optimus Prime to be that guy. And he gets Sideways. And this is where because Sideways shows up as an Autobot. This is the opposite, right? He shows up and he's helping the Autobots. He's kind of like this anti-hero, I guess. He shows up and he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing whatever. I'm just trying to have fun, trying to fight, do cool stuff. But you find out he has a rider that is a robot that is his headmaster, and he has two of them. So he has two forms almost. And we eventually find out that he is an agent of Unicron. which I guess that kind of been like Scourge back in G1, right? Kind of same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, he's really cool. He's just motorcycle. He's brash. He's fast. He's a really good fighter. He's just cool, man. He was so cool. And he could play both sides, and he was kind of really doing his own thing, honestly.
I loved him. And we do get to see Sideways again in another series, and then it gets a little bit thicker with that. So
yeah. Again, this is where I was saying these characters got a lot more complex in this series with Hotshot, Starscream, this new Megatron. These two characters were really complex as well. They brought a lot of depth to story, and I really dug that. That's what made that show really good. Let's get to the toys, shall we? I wasn't collecting toys at this time because, you were just kind of told that's not what you do anymore. And I was kind of like, okay, going with the vibe. These toys were also much more like, these were made to transform really fast. So they weren't as articulate or detailed. They were just meant to go really fast from robot mode to vehicle mode, which kind of hurt the design. Not terribly. You can still see they have pretty good look, honestly, to me. And a lot of characters were introduced in this show with names that weren't like, they don't look anything like they did in G1, right? Like they had to keep the copyright to the names, so they were using them on just anybody. Like,
yep, they were just slapping on. It's like, hey, you're a police car here, red alert. I'm like, no, that should be Prowl.
Even some of the minicons, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they were using Transformer names for some of the minicons, right? Just because they wanted to keep that name. And so, yeah, each Transformer would come with their minicon that they had in the show that, whatever it did. For Starscream, he got like I think it was a gun. Like he had like a drag car that would turn into like a blaster, which was really cool. Then Hotshot had the little helicopter that would give him kind of like flying powers. So I dug that. I dug that extra element to Transformers where we kind of.
So Starscream came with Swindle, which I believe was another one of the Seekers from G1. Demolisher came with Blackout. Megatron came with one called Leader One, which I think is a great play on like Teletran One from the other side.
Yeah.
Optimus came with Sparkplug. Why does that name sound familiar?
It's like Daniel says, GoBot names for some of the minicons as well. That's cool. So yeah, they were kind of trying to use a little bit of everything in here to, whatever, trademark stuff, keep stuff in-house. I wanted to highlight how cool they've gotten in the future. Like that's Galvatron, because he has basically just
upgrade,
a paint change. He's a variant, right? That's what makes him Galvatron. His horns get a little bit taller and he changes colors. But I love it. This is a great figure. That Optimus Prime is chef's kiss. Shout out to Gary Chalk too. I think he does the voice of Optimus in this one.
He does.
And I think he did Megatron and Beast Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
That he did.
Yeah. So talented guy. Love him to death. Second favorite Optimus Prime voice actor. I love that this Optimus Prime would transform as his truck mode and fight, and then upgrade with his trailer. He's like, all right, I got to put my pants on. He like gets taller, he gets broader shoulders, and he just wrecks stuff. I love that. I love that the trailer became part of the transformation as opposed to just like a base. You know what I mean? So that was cool.
Or to disappear off into the ether somewhere with poor Roller.
But
poor Roller.
Just go ahead and be the big dog. Right? If you're in a fight, you're going into a fight, just go ahead and transform into the truck and the trailer, the whole complete package. Instead of waiting. It's that Dragon Ball Z thing. I'm gonna wait. Where is my figure? Tom said on our previous episode. Well, Tom, it's right here. We finally got a Unicron. And it was really cool too. Like, I kind of wish I had been collecting these at this time, because this Unicron is dope. Like, he's big. I think he stands about 12 inches tall, because we'll see Primus a little later as well. So yeah, he's big, he's gnarly, he looks great. This whole trilogy, I didn't really mention it. It's called Unicron Trilogy because it kind of focuses on him, like he's in the background of everything. You know what I mean? Like, he's the big bad, as he should be. But yeah, that That's a great figure. I wish I could. I'm sure it's super expensive now, but if I can go back and find it, that'd be great. But by the end of that series, I love the Optimus Prime Megatron fight. Go to YouTube and just watch it. It's a great fight. And in the end, Megatron kind of does the noble thing and like sacrifices himself so Optimus can win, which was really cool. But we get a continuation of the story in Transformers Energon, and it kind of got kind of weird, honestly.
No.
Yeah. So the animation changed from like, traditional animation to like we're going back kind of Beast Wars, but not really. This really feels like video game animation now almost
Mhm.
that you see with cell shaded games, but it was back then. And we kind of had like a lot of new characters. They were flying around in vehicle mode in some and like there's like a car flying through space. I'm like, do you really got to do that? Like, just stay in your robot mode. It would have been all right with me. Which continues into Cybertron later, by the way. I don't think they ever transform. They just stay robots most of that series. Um, but yeah, you get this kind of weird animation. It's not terrible, but it was very different. And we get power links. Look at Devastator down there. Hey, that's my thing. So Transformers can combine if they have like properties. I guess if they're vehicles, if they're military, whatever. If certain things can combine together to create an extra a bigger, stronger Transformer. So basically, everybody's a combiner now. It's not just certain ones, which whatever, I guess.
Well, let's not forget that Optimus himself got a very interesting uh, power link as well. He got the Prime Force. Now, you were saying how in the first series he got to link up with his trailer, but this one he got four separate, and he like completely went together like Megazord mode. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He had Fire 1, Copter 2, Digger 3, and Submarine 4. Like, and if you watch, it literally is like straight out of like a Power Ranger or Super Sentai or some Toku show, and it
Yeah.
just, oh yeah, and we'll just fly around and we're gonna have the whole thing. Like, it was glorious. And
It's
as a
like
Power Ranger guy, I love this.
my torso with your legs and your arms. Let's go.
And then where did some of their heads go? That's just
Yeah. But that was the big gimmick of that one was the power links, and okay. I think it takes away from how cool combiners are, but that's just me.
Now, if I don't remember if they could switch the other way around, or was it always one was the top and one was the bottom, or were they interchangeable?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Don't remember.
Hmm.
Now I'm sure with the toys you could probably do a lot more things you could in the show in terms of like combinations. But yeah, in the show it was kind of, I think, pretty standard however they did it. Energon had a pot belly.
Be
Uh,
quiet.
that was cool. They did interchangeable. Daniel says you could go different ways. So you get Optimus Prime's head this time. You're gonna get his legs next time. Get
Mhm.
with it. But that leads into our. I don't know how that got off there. Well, what the hell happened here? Says
Okay, hold on. I know a lot of people knock this. For some reason, this one clicks for me
yeah,
because you know me, I love variant in storytelling, and the way that they expanded on this and they had the separate planets, and it made sense to have certain characters and certain planets and so on and so forth. The giant planet, the jungle planet, planet speed, and then Cybertron itself.
yeah.
I liked this. Did they execute it well? I didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing with this one was this was supposed to be 3 shows that are tightly interconnected into one overarching story,
Hmm.
and Cybertron kind of went, at least the Japanese version went a different direction, and
Yep.
so they had to dub it, and sometimes things didn't make sense that were happening with the dubbing and stuff, but the cast was great. The animation got much more computer generated.
Yes.
This was closer to Beast Wars, but a more cleaner and refined version of it. But yeah, when I was what did I think? There was something that came to mind when I was doing this, and I was like, that's like such and such, but I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, you had the keys, right? Certain Transformers had keys, and that came to play in the toys as well. You would
Yep.
unlock something on the Transformer with the key. Maybe a weapon would pop out or something. They would transform, like you turn the key and they would pop into, the robot mode. But yeah, as far as the story goes, there was the Omega Lock, which is the thing you see in the middle, and then they had to collect these 4 keys
The
to
planet keys.
the planetary keys, right? Because they had defeated Unicron, and his dead body had somehow become a black hole.
Yep.
And the only way to stop it was with this. And yeah, so you had to go to the jungle planet, and they had to, I don't know if they had to fight or what, for Scourge. This is Scourge here. You see him up with the green planet, which was called the jungle planet, the Scourge, and you had to get his key. Velocitron is the speed planet you're talking about. I can't remember. I can't believe I forgot her name. But they fight that transformer for that key. That's Metroplex on the Giganotron. I can't remember the name of the planet. Giganotron sounds right.
It's literally called the giant planet.
It's the giant planet, though. Metroplex is the ruler there, obviously, and they have to get his key. And the
Gigantion.
Override.
That's what it was called.
Gigantion. Thank you, Daniel. Override is the Velocitron leader. They have to race. Hotshot has to go there and race Override for the key. And then on Earth, we had Evac, who was this really cool character. He had a helicopter mode, was his robot, his vehicle mode. And he was the keeper of the Earth key. Before they got the last key, somehow they unlocked Primus, because he was kind of like what kind of got him over the hump. And so they went to Cybertron, did their keys, and their planet friggin' transformed into Primus. Is this the first time we saw Primus, or is Primus I can't remember if Primus was a thing before this.
I think, and this is me really, really pushing it, this is the first time we saw Primus. Now, again, I just want to go back real quick. How you said how things were a little odd and cool. There was a character, and especially they did spend a lot of time on Jungle Planet. If you remember the character Overhaul, the Autobot, who eventually became one with the Jungle Planet and became, I believe, their new leader, and became that new character Leo Breaker.
Yes.
And then we were able to get, Leo Breaker Optimus, how he was still able to combine with him. And then at this point, I believe that Megatron was Galvatron and had so much dark energy from Unicron, he made Shadow Leo Breaker as well, who could still do the combine. And I absolutely adored that.
Yeah.
What I also liked about the Jungle Planet is that they didn't rely on making Beast Wars characters canon here. They really stuck with the idea of like, hey, let's make some new characters. Let's just throw them in here. Again, some of them we kept certain names like Snarl because we needed the name for copyright reasons.
Yeah.
But there was I just love this show. I don't care what anybody else says.
It's cool.
The weird thing that you would do that I didn't like about this one in particular is they had transformation sequences. G1 was done.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
This, it's Optimus. Transform. I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. Give me a minute.
I'm like, filler. Great. We can't afford CGI. Here's a 30-second filler. I'm like, oh, you took a page out of Power Rangers, didn't you? You put in a whole henshin sequence.
I remember what I thought about when I was doing this. Bionicle. Like, this really reminded me kind of like Bionicle. I know Bionicle all happens on one place, and it's not all these different planets, but like, that was the vibe I was getting when I was doing this. It's like, you've got these different colors, and they all represent a different type of Transformer. And I just thought that was pretty cool. I think the keys thing is cool. It might have been a little too extra when it comes to toys, but
I didn't understand how sometimes in the show you would see the keys, like on Velocitron, prime example, when they were having their races, and sometimes you'd see some of the not of the leader class, the higher up class, they would get the key power, but the key was a completely different color.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the Speed Planet key color. It was like offshoot or, a grayish version, or so that one always threw me off. And I don't think they ever really explained it, but let's not forget Sideways is in this one too.
Yeah. I didn't even put them up here, but yes. I think some characters had their own key, like Megatron and Optimus. They had keys that would do things that weren't planetary, right? But
not only did we have the 4 planets here, but we also had Planet X, where again,
Soundwave,
Soundwave, laser
and
beak.
they hated the giant planet, if I'm not mistaken, for
I
whatever
believe
reason.
so.
I don't know if they had a war or whatever, but that was like a major contention for them. They did not like Metroplex at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just loved everything about the show. I don't care what people say. This was a good one. If I could get my hands on some of these figures, I absolutely would.
And I know you probably want the originals maybe, but they've done
Oh yeah, plenty of redos.
yeah, they've done updated versions of the Legacy Collection is what it's called in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Galaxy Force was like the Japanese title for the show, and it wasn't connected to anything that was going on with the first 2 series. So they had to kind of like shoehorn it in, but it worked out.
It worked for Power Rangers. It worked for Ronin Warriors. It worked for GoBots. It worked for how many other things.
Yeah,
But yeah, Primus. Wow.
It's not a complete like repaint of Unicron necessarily, but it's probably a similar mold, right? And then they added some really cool different features. This thing's awesome. Again, 12 inches tall. I think Unicron might be like a little bit taller than him. I love that it comes with the dead Unicron head. That's awesome. And the Omega Lock. So that's really cool. Cool character. Cool Transformer. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on one.
I don't even want to know what the resale on those are right now.
Ain't even gonna look.
I'm gonna.
Not worth my time. I'm gonna say at least $300.
Okay, wait. Primus. Actually, not that bad out of box.
Okay, I might look into it then.
No, I still wouldn't, but it's a varying.
It's much more realistic.
There's a 2006 version, which would have been at the same time.
Yeah, that's about when the show came out.
Now, mind you, this is no accessories, as is less than 100.
Oh, yeah.
But again, no accessories, so I don't see the Unicron head now. Another one 200, another one in box 600. So it's a very wide range. So yeah, here you go, Scout class scrap metal 4325. Yeah.
I like what Transport Joe says here. The key makes all of the guns fly out, which I was like, that's pretty cool. You might turn the key and like, cool toy, awesome toy. Transformers have had some great toys for sure over the years. But yeah, that's that. It was real quick.
It was breakneck, folks. And if you want us to fill in, like, we completely skipped RID, the first Robots in Disguise. We've skipped Beast Machines. We are taking a skip on Animated, which again was another big, huge series. I think really helped invigorate the storyline, keep the Allspark alive, as it were. So if you want to hear us, talk about this, we'll definitely want to come back, but we just got so much for Cyberturning in September coming up. So just please make sure you're joining us all along. Make sure, you follow us all here on these social medias. But more importantly, because we're here and we like to put all of our stuff up on YouTube, we want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ding the thing and let it ring, get those notifications, and then smack that thumbs up to let Michael know that we're doing our job and we're doing it well. Mickey, take us out, man. That's a lot.
I know. I feel bad because I know we are skimming over a lot of stuff. And one day we will swing back around.
My boy, Signal Lancer. We're missing Signal Lancer. For the love of Signal Lancer. All right. Hashtag Signal Lancer. That's what we want. If you guys want us to do Robots in Disguise, I want to see hashtag Signal Lancer NI.
All right. I dig it. All right, but hey, this message goes out to Autobots across the galaxy. We are here. We are waiting. Cue Lincoln Park. That's it for us tonight, guys. Again, we'll see you next week when we're going to talk about Bayformers, like it or not.
With explosions.
There's a lot of hashtag Signal Lancer going on out there. I like it. So yeah, That's it for this week. We hope you come back next week and talk to us. And remember, don't just play for fun.
You play for keeps.
You guys have a great night.
I'm out.
Bye.